what's going to happen after the countdown. Does 4 go into 16 and 24, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, there's my number, GCF, right? What else can I use? X what? They all have X, right?
Yeah.
Alexis, what's the biggest X they all have? Yeah, so here's my GCF. Okay, now, let's take it out. Divide it. What's my first term, Samara? No, 24 divided by 4, right? 6 what? 6 to the third? Oh. What's my second term there, Matthew?
-4 to the second.
Whoa. Goat man. How the goats is that? Good?
Yeah.
Good. Zacchaeus? What's my last term?
+1.
I think you're number 1, man. There we go. Okay? Hey, guys, if you're factoring something, always look in the parentheses when you're done. Make sure that you didn't, like if you'd have taken a 2 out of there and you look through there and say, oh, I didn't take, there's something else I could have taken out. So, yeah, we'll talk about that today. All right, what I want you to do, where's that at? Let me see. Yes. See the factoring flow chart on your notes? Okay, start in the middle. We got a lot to write. So write small and start in the middle. Okay? Okay, this is going to be your best friend. I already said that. You always want to take the GCF out when factoring. That's always your first option. Or not, it is your first option. Make sure you do that. Okay. From there, we're going to have 3 situations. And it's always based on the number of terms that you have. That's not hashtag. Number of terms. Okay? 3 situations after our GCF. Okay, the first situation, okay, is when you have 2 terms. Okay? We want to look for a difference of squarededs. We always want to look for a difference. Whoops, why is that doing that? We always want to look for a difference of squares. Okay? And you guys, here's an example of a difference of squares, right? Remember, there has to be subtraction, and they have to be perfect squares. Okay? Now, we have subtraction. Are they perfect squares? Is x squared a perfect square, guys? Is 9 a perfect square? So we have a good difference of squares. What's my answer? What's my answer?
X + 3 or x - 3.
Okay, don't say or. Because it's both of them. X + 3, x - 3. Everybody good? Okay, I'm just going to kind of go down under where I wrote this just to make myself room. Okay, we have 3 terms. Next, okay? Now, if you guys remember the quiz we just took, 3 terms, I have 2 situations. I have my leading coefficient is 1, so I could get something that looks like this. Leading coefficient is 1. Well, what multiplies to -12 that adds to -4? Okay, if that's negative, it has to be plus and minus. So what do you guys think? What are my 2 numbers? Negative 6 and 2. So how do I write it, Zach?
X minus 6 and x plus 2.
Now, you're going to put the plus 2 first, whatever turns your wheels. Doesn't matter. Now, guys, remember, that's all you have to do once you find that. You're done with that. Is everybody good with that? Okay. The next 3-term thing we worked on was this. If my leading coefficient isn't 1, and it looks something like that. And by the way, this is a great review for you guys that haven't taken the quiz yet. Okay, what's my first step? What do I do? Okay, it's different than this, right? What do I got to do? Go ahead, Matt.
Multiply the 3 and 6.
Very good. 3 times 6 is what, Matt?
18.
So what I ask myself, what? What multiplies to 18 but adds to what? 11. Okay, they're both positive. Same number, they're both positive. Okay? Guys, what are my two numbers? What multiplies to 18 and adds to 11? Anybody tell me? Dorian? 9 and 2. Is everybody good with that? Okay, so we rename, remember, rename that. What do you want to put first, the 9 or the 2? Because I got 3 here, 6 over here. What makes sense, 9 or 2 first? Doesn't it make sense to put 9x first? So here we go. So 3x squared plus 9x plus 2x plus 6er. Ah! These are a pain in the Katushi sometimes. Okay, now, once we do this, we have to factor by grouping, right? Factor by grouping. Okay, they're already grouped. What's my GCF right here? First 2 terms. Good. 3x. What's my GCF here? 2. Okay, so why don't you guys finish that? Go. Set, go. Luca, go right now. Luca. Don't walk out the door, Luca. I keep forgetting Luca's left-handed.
You feel a connection.
No. Not at all.
Only when they're listening.
Nice one. Oh yeah, I don't get that second floor though. I have to tell you later. Okay. Ethan, what's left in my first grouping?
X plus 3.
So remember, write plus 2 here. What's left in my second grouping? Makana.
X plus 3.
Close. I got x plus 3. Okay. And my answer is, my GCF is x plus 3. And what's left, Liv? 3x plus 2 is my second parenthesis. Okay, that's a lot of work on those. That's a lot of work when A isn't 1. Okay. So we went 2 terms, 3 terms. Take a guess. What's next?
4.
Now, guys, we already do that right here. Look. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's that called? What do we do when there's 4 terms? Factor by grouping. We factor by grouping when there's 4 terms. I don't think we have to do another factor by grouping. I'll just write an example here. Okay, 2x to the third plus 10x squared plus 7x plus 35. Right, you're going to factor out. I don't think we have to do that process. You guys are doing pretty good with that. But that's what we do. We factor by grouping if there's 4 terms, which you end up doing in 3 terms if A is not 1. Oh. All right. Sorry for all that. Now, we already did that. I guess I could have done it there. All right. Hey, guys. We've always given you trinumerals that can be factored. You might run across something like this. Write this down somewhere. You might run across something like this. Okay, let's go through our process. Okay, it's three terms. A's 1, so life is easy, right? What multiplies to 50 that adds to 5? Well, let's write the multiples of 50. They're both positive, right? So I got 1 and 50. 1 plus 50 is 51, not 5, obviously. What's my next factors of 50 going up from 1? 2 times 25. Okay. Did you say 10? That adds up to 27. That's not right. Do I have any other factors of 50? 4 and 15? I don't know. Is it?
15. No.
That's 60.
5 and 10.
5 and 10. And I think, what's 5 plus 10?
13, but
Doesn't work.
negative.
It doesn't. It can't. Because one of them's negative, it's not positive 50. Right? Those are my 3 factor groupings of 50. Do any of them add up to 5? So what would we say here, guys? Not. Write that down there. Guys, it's not factorable. We may run into a situation where that is true. We haven't given you that yet. Just some food, something to think about. All right. Son of a mother hen. Okay. Guys, what's our first thing we do? Look at the top of the flow chart. What are we doing first? I don't want, that's 320. What multiplies 320? It adds up to 48. Yeah, you can do it, but it's like, yeah. What's the first thing we want to look at, guys?
If they have a common GCF.
We want to look for GCF. Okay. 10, 48, 32. What do you think? 2 for, how do I know 2 for sure? Because what?
They're all even.
Thank you, Matt. They're all even. Okay, that's for sure, right? Let's see, the only factors of 10 besides 2 is 5 and 10. 5, 10, no. So, guys, it's 2. Can I take an X out? Go ahead and take a 2 out. Go ahead and factor it out. See what's left. See what you're thinking. Jill's rocking the yellow Chuck Taylors. Right. So you kind of looked at me like you want to step outside and dance. Okay. What is left, Luca?
5x squared
Yes, sir.
plus 25
Yes, sir.
plus 16.
Thank you. Now, guess what? We have to see if this is factorable still. Okay, we took the GCF out. Now, A's not 1, so we have to go through that pain in the butt process. What's 5 times 16, guys? Okay, so what multiplies to 80? Whoops. What multiplies to 80 that adds to what? 24. And there is a pair. What is it? Somebody say 20 and 4. I heard a couple people. 20 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you want to put first? 20 or 4? I'd say 22. Not 22. 20 also. So let's rename it. What was it? 20 and 4? And that worked out. The 4 worked out with the 16. Okay. Guys, just remember the 2's going to go with our answer, right? Don't forget that 2. Okay, take out a what with our first 2? 5x. Very good, guys. Take out what with our second 2? Just 4. Just 4. So, I'm taking out a 5x. What's left, guys? Is it x plus 4? Everybody with me? What about the second one? I'm taking out a plus 4. It looks like it's x plus 4 did again. So, final answer, x plus 4. 5x plus 4. Is that my final answer? No. What did we take out? What was our GCF, guys? Remember we took out the -1 to change the first sign? Same thing here. Right? Write our GCF outside there. Same principle as that. I think there's some other ones down here. There she is. Okay. Always take out a what first? Take out, there's a GCF. See if you guys can see the GCF. See if you guys can see the GCF here. Anybody have any thoughts? Luca, go ahead, buddy.
2x squared y squared.
Luca. I agree with you 100%. Nice job. Okay, so factor it out. Whoop. Go ahead. I'll give you a minute. Factor it out. This is basic. Hey, did you do me a favor? In my right coat pocket, behind my chair, there's my car fob. Could you have a stoop running down to George's old room right by door 6? Thank you. Bye. All right. Obviously, what's half of 8, guys?
4.
Okay, how many x's left?
4.
Y's there or gone?
Gone.
Gone. Minus what?
9.
Who said 1? Who said it? No, it's 9. Okay, now, We're done, right? Oh, Alexis is shaking her head. Okay, go back to the flow chart. Look up top. How many terms are left? Well, we started with 2. No. Inside the parentheses. There's 2 inside the parentheses. What do we check for with 2 terms? Difference of.
Squares.
Is there a difference? Is there subtraction?
Yes.
Is that a perfect square?
Yes.
Is that a perfect square? So we got a difference of squares here. Okay? The only difference is we have to bring this down. Okay, what's the square root of 4x to the 4th? 2 what? 2x squared. That's my first term. Guys, what's 2x squared times 2x squared? 4x to the 4th. What's the square root of 9? Just make sure one's plus, one minus. It doesn't matter which one. That's my answer. That's my answer. You always want to check the 2 term over there we're subtracting. Is that a difference of squares? No, it stopped. Thank you. Try to steal my car. Damn kids. All right. I think there's another one on this page. There she is. All right. What was it? Check for what? There's a GCF there. See if you guys can see the GCF. Jonathan, what do you think, brother?
6B.
I agree. Okay, let's do 6B. Guys, don't write this down. In other words, Jonathan, it's not right, but I'm glad you said it. Everybody watch. I'm going to factor 6B out. 6B. What do we got, Jonathan? 2B squared?
Yeah.
It's hip to be squared. Here we lose in the news. Plus 8B, right? Plus 8. Is that right, guys? Now, look at 2, 8, and 8. Do you see it? I can still take a 1 out. Now, we'd have to do this again like this, and then you'd go 2 times 6, which is what? And that's our GCF. That's what we should have got to start with. Okay? So you can see if you take a factor out, you might be able to see, oh, it's not the biggest one. All right. We're taking this out. Okay, 12B. What's left? B squared. What's left here? Plus 4B plus son of a mother hen. Now, look inside the parentheses. A's 1, life is easy, or leading terms 1, yeah. Do I have a number that multiplies to 4 that adds up to 4? Or a pair of numbers? Someone besides the regular 2 suspects. Yes. Don't set those. Isn't it 2 and 2? So guys, this factors in here to this. And don't forget our GCF that we took out from the beginning. Here's my answer. Here's my answer. Is there a D on this one? Mr. Westfall,
Yes, sir.
would you like to? I gotta run out to my car. What?
Or if it's like B plus 2, then
Where you at?
would just say that.
Okay,
Can we,
go ahead.
Can we do like b plus 2 squared?
Absolutely. You can write it like this. As a matter of fact, in a book or something, you're 100% right, Makana. This is probably how you would see the answer written. Okay? That's probably how you would see it written. Okay?
Jonathan.
If we were on one of those online assignments and wrote either of those, would one be wrong?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I don't think so, but because they're both the same thing, I don't know how they can count it wrong.
I'm
Good
not sure
question.
if I recognize that or not.
Last one on the page. All right, next one. Take a couple seconds, pull out the GCF. Evan, what'd you get for the GCF?
1x squared?
X squared, good. Yep. X squared. And Evan, do you want to keep going? You got the right, what was left inside?
I got x squared minus x.
Careful, when you pull an x squared out of an x squared, you have what left? When you divide x squared by x squared, you have 1. Good. And again, a quick little mental math. Watch up here. Distribute x squared times x squared, x to the 4th. X squared times -1 minus x squared. You can check it quickly. All right. Now, is x squared minus 1 factorable?
After,
Can we factor that further? Well,
we can make it
let's check it out over here. X squared minus 1. Isn't it really plus 0x minus 1? Right? Isn't it kind of like that?
Yeah.
So are there numbers that multiply to -1 and add to 0?
Yeah.
What are they?
negative
-1
1.
times 1 is -1. -1 plus 1 is 0. So are you telling me, is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, and what do we call that? That's a special case. Doesn't happen often.
special terms.
What do we call that? The difference
1.
of squares. Why? Look, difference. And isn't this term x squared and isn't this term y squared? Or sorry, 1 squared. Yes. So what's my answer here? Well, we have x squared. And then we have this, which factors into x minus 1 times x plus 1. Does that make sense? We've seen that before. What bothers you, the numbers or the Q's?
Q's.
All right, let's pull out the GCF. Let's look at the numbers first. I've got 9, I've got positive 30, I've got positive 24. Can I get a 3? Can I get a 6? No. Can I get a 9?
Yeah.
Does 9 go into 30 evenly?
No.
So 3. 3. Now go on to the Q's. What's my greatest Q I can take out? Q to the 4th. All right, let's go piece by piece here. All right. When I pull a 3 out of a 9, what do I have left? 3. When I pull a Q to the 4th out of Q to the 6th, I'm left with
2.
Q to the 2nd. Plus, pull a 3 out of a 30, I'm left with 10. Pull a Q to the 4th out of a Q to the 5th, I'm left with a Q to the 1st. And pull a 3 out of 24, I'm left with a 8. And a Q to the 4th out of a Q to the 4th, I'm left with a 1. So 8 times 1, I'm just going to leave it as 8. That is your first step.
Easy.
First step. Now, we have to ask ourselves, does this guy factor? 3q squared plus 10q plus 8. I'm looking for numbers that multiply to 24 and add to. Ooh, that's easy. It's actually 6 and 4. 6 and 4 multiply to 24. 6 plus 4 add to 10. So this is the one where you take 3q squared, leave it, 8, leave it, and break up 10q into 6q, 6q plus 4q. We're back to what we did the day of yesterday. Okay, now this is our side work. By the way, I'm writing this off to the side. You could keep writing it down here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve this like it's its own problem and just put it right back in. Make sense? You getting this down, Corbin? No,
But I will.
Corbin.
Corbin.
All right, what can I pull out of the first two terms? A 3q. I'm left with q plus 2. I'm going to pull a 4 out. I'm left with q plus 2, which factors into 3q plus 4 times q plus 2. So all of this, transforms into 3q plus 4 times q plus 2. Do you agree? Do you like to kind of break it off to the side and kind of treat it like its own problem, or do you like to just kind of keep going? Keep going, that's fine. Just don't forget to keep writing this 3q to the 4th out front. Okay? Now, something to be careful of, and I don't really want to talk about this too much. Do you agree these are all being multiplied? How many terms do you see up here? Terms are
2. Oh,
1,
5 terms.
2,
3 terms.
3. Remember when we had like, I need to be careful here. There's 3 expressions in this term. I need to be careful with the vocabulary. There's 3 expressions in this term. Are you with me? Okay, I want to back up and say that. If I were to combine any of these, which I don't want to, I undid combining. I actually factored things out. But some of you on the quiz had like a negative out front and you like multiplied it into one pair of parentheses. Okay? That's fine. Just don't multiply it into both sets of parentheses. That would be wrong. Okay? So be careful. Be careful. All right. Is that the... No, we got another here. Oh, my watch died. All right, 5 minutes. Try this one on your own. Yeah, I'll help you with it. It's kind of tricky. When you pull 2 out, what are you left with?
X to the 4th.
X to the 4th plus 9. Does x to the 4th plus 9 factor?
Yes.
No.
I don't know.
Good answer. Well, if it's going to, I wouldn't have x and x here. Those multiply to x squared. Haley. X squared and x squared, right? Because those multiply. When I go to FOIL this, that would multiply to x to the 4th. Now, what has to happen, though, if this is going to work? Zachary.
Has to multiply to 9 out of 0.
Has to multiply to 9 and add to 0. Can you give me numbers that multiply to 9 and add to 0?
Positive 3 and negative 3.
Those multiplied into negative 9.
Negative 3, negative 3.
Those multiply to 9. They add to negative 6. I can't think of any, can you?
Means no.
Not factorable. Now, wait a minute. The problem was factorable, but the only factor we could take out was a GCF, not a fancy factoring, right? So this is your answer,
Not a fancy.
right? Just pulling a 2 out. Got it?
Yes.
Excellent. Is this your next problem?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to write this in standard form before I do anything else. Negative 20x cubed minus 28x squared plus 5x plus 7. That's the first thing you shall do. Can I pull a number out of all of them? Can I pull an x out of all of them? So I'm going to factor by grouping. What's the GCF in the red terms? Negative. How about 20 and 28? What goes into both?
Negative 1.
4, I agree. Anything more than 4. So a negative 4, I agree, and then an x squared, I agree. All right, what's left? Well, a negative 20 divided by a negative 4 is positive 5, and x cubed over x squared is x. Is this going to be a plus or minus? Plus. Negative 28 over negative 4? 7. Just 7. Plus. Oh, look. I can pull a 1 out, and I'm left with 5x plus 7. You want to pull that 1 out just so you now can finish off the factoring by grouping. So I get negative 4x squared plus 1 times 5x plus 7. That's your final answer.
Yeah.
One more.
We're going to run out of time.
Super speedy.
Uh-oh. Do you guys have the homework on there?
No.
Okay, do me a favor. I need to check. I don't want to give you more than I should. Can you guys look on today's date on the agenda on Canvas to check for homework? Can you guys do that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll have it up there in just a couple minutes.